All right. So even before I start, I want you to know that I do read your comments, Selassie Agbanyo, remember you sent me a comment and you said that there is no talk shop without the proverbial hello. So today, folks, I'm going to start saying it as the original talk shop used to do. Selassie, thank you very much. Hello! Hello! Okay, so thank you very much. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. All right, and as we always say here, the Biamikon, truth crashed to earth. When it dang, it shall rise again. Hello. Today we're going to have a very fascinating engagement. Okay, and let me say that what's the name? Kwando Housing is proud to be associated with us. And for everybody that wants to join us, if you want to advertise, whether you want to have it as an L screen, as an LPM, as an ad, please feel free to call Richard on 024-278-1896 and speak with Richard. We are taking a short commercial break today. When we come, let me tell you the title before we come. Actually, last week I promised we're going to be talking about money and conscience. It will still come. But I have a broader title today. And the title, when we come back from the commercial break, is Ɛconomy and Abɔdam. So stick around, folks. When we come back, is the economy crazy? We'll be right back. Okay, folks, happy Mother's Day to all you darling, beautiful mothers, mothering us all away. May 12th is Mother's Day, and Cactus Creek is preparing a special, in front of local, some exquisite local taste for you on Mother's Day. So please make sure you join us on Mother's Day. And for those of you who want to pamper your moms, call Cactus and book a spa session where they'll have a full-fledged massage. Let me give you the number to call, 055-039-5007. Happy Mother's Day.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055-039-5007.
We're back. And as I said before the commercial break, is the economy crazy? The economy, Abɔdam. Folks, check this out. Before we start today, I want to take you to a very brilliant quotation. And I really do think it's brilliant. I'm not being sarcastic or anything. I think it was brilliant. This quotation was said by the current Vice President, Bawumia. Listen to what he said.
You can engage in all the propaganda you want. But if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
I thought it was profound. He said, you can engage in all the propaganda you want. Whatever you do, whatever you say, when the exchange rate comes out, it will expose you. Let me tell you why I thought it was a brilliant statement, because I hate propaganda. It is cheap. Sometimes propaganda is an insult because a friend of mine said nothing pisses him off, right? Like you're up in the tree, peeing into his face. When he asks you, you say, oh, it is rain. And showers of blessing. Sometimes that's how propaganda feels. So it's like we're peeing on our face when we talk. Oh, it is a blessing. A shower of blessing. So I agree that when he said that engage in all the propaganda you want, the exchange rate can expose you. Let me tell you something. I'm begging up for that statement. But my dear friend, Dr. Bawumia, everything you said is true. When the fundamentals of any economy is wrong, especially in a third world country like ours, yes, the exchange rate will expose you. You are 100% right. Even goes further, folks. It's not just the exchange rate. When the economy, when the fundamentals are weak, it's not just the exchange rate too that will expose you. It goes further. The interest rates will mess you up. Inflation will mess you up. Currency depreciation will mess you up. So it goes on and on and on. I'm saying all of this to say that it is very, very right that when the fundamentals are wrong, the economy goes haywire. But my dear friend, Dr. Bawumia, this is where you went wrong. Okay? And gentlemen, the only mistake, my boss Bawumia, Bibi. If I say Bibi, that's a mini boss Bawumia. The only place you went wrong was that you treated this as a partisan issue. The truth of the matter is, no matter what administration, no matter what party, no matter what leader, no matter who is in power, when the fundamentals are wrong, the economy will expose you. But you sort of presented it as if it is only an NDC thing, that the fundamentals are wrong and the NDC, so that is why they are going through what they're going through. It was wrong. I'm begging you up because you brought up a very, very, very important national issue. And for all of you in parties, more politicians, those of you who are parties, those of you who are going to be running for president, I am telling you, the biggest challenge all of you will face is the economy. Sometimes, NDC, if you say the MPP people, I don't know what time for. The MPP are your enemies because you're NDC. You are an NDC. Or vice versa, the NDC thinks, the MPP thinks, oh, NDC for the, I don't like them. They are the enemy. Or this party says this party says that. I am saying, forget about all of that. Whatever party you belong to, NDC, MPP, New Movement for Change, Alan, Afro-Franto, DNU, whatever it is, folks. The one, I don't want to say enemy, but let me say the one major task that all the parties have in common that they have to fight and resurrect is the economy. You see, so I think, Bosu, when you were presenting that it's an NDC thing, you made an error. It is not an NDC thing. It is a national problem of fixing and getting this economy right. Especially after a nation has been through what we have been through. When you don't set up the right economy, when the nation is like Ghana and all we do is consume. We are consumers, and everything we consume is imported. When you have an economy like that, I'm sorry, trust me, you are in the verge of trouble. So the truth you said was that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But where you went wrong was to make it a partisan issue. Because guess what? When the NPP came to power, what happened? Did the exchange rate go down? No! We realized that even when the NPP had come into power, after all the talk about the exchange rates were going up. You and I are witnesses. There was a point that it was like there seemed to be a little bit of stability, and my saying Bosu came and told us that he had arrested the dollar. And Ghanaians were like, yay. They are the man. They know the economy. He has arrested the dollar, giving the keys to the IG. If you are watching it, the dollar and they are stabilizing. But guess what? As you and I speaking today, and then as we are recording, the dollar is around 14, 15 from 4 cedis. So do you see what I'm saying? That if you are treated it as a national crisis, then you don't have to come back and try and still explain that what you said before was right. Listen to this.
You will recall that I stated in 2014 that if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. That was true then, and it is true now. It is 100% correct. But it is warped logic to jump from that to a conclusion that if there is depreciation in your currency, then the fundamentals must be weak. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic. If the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. But if the exchange rate moves, you cannot jump to that conclusion that the fundamentals are weak.
See, boss, you are trying hard to explain the unexplainable. Please, you are an economist. Me, I'm an economist. So, me a filmmaker, and I'm seeing a theater studies. It's an economist, so I won't agree with you. But you are an economist. You know that when the fundamentals are wrong, it affects the appreciation of the currency. The appreciation or depreciation of the currency is all affected by wrong fundamentals. But because you are trying so hard to make it an NDC problem, you have to come back and explain that those of us who are saying that this is warped logic. But even when you're saying that, I'm sorry, even some of the people listening to you, they couldn't quite buy it. Look at this shot.
That if there is depreciation in your currency, then the fundamentals must be weak. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic. Do you understand the logic? It is very warped logic.
You see the shot? Oh, look at it. There's something is not gelling here, you know. So at the end of the day, folks, today my topic, that's why I said it's a topic in the economy. Abɔdam me pacho, we are Cheddar, we are Bawumiao, we are Mahama, we are Alano, we are whoever the other person that can is that I don't know. I had to go, we are Wanyu. I am telling you today that the biggest problem you have is the economy. And that's how you should approach this country, that you cry economy, Abɔdam. When I say the economy, Abɔdam, I'm talking about the economy is insane, really, because there's no strict controls and directions of the economy. It will be bad, then they everywhere it wants to go, it goes. We don't have control. You know, let me tell you a good example. Some time ago, I think I was much, much younger. You know, I think I had just returned, let me pay, an office building. Everybody said 2 years advance, some say 3 advance. 2 years advance, 3 years advance. And I realized even those of you who are youth, who listen, have you tried looking for a place to rent? Where you must, where we school, where you must say you want to prove to your parents, say, Charlie, I can be on my own. I'm going to rent my own place. I'm talking to the youth right now. Where have you been that you were able to afford because you were only supposed to pay 1 or 2 months rent? No. 2 years, 3 years. Where are you going to find the money? Economy na Abɔdam. The economy is insane. Where are you going to find the money? And I'm talking about the youth looking for residents. What about businesses? Small businesses that are starting now. I want a small office to start operations. Then. You go 3 to 4 years, 2 to 3 years advance. Where do you find the money? You can't find it. And I remember I almost lost track when I was younger. So I say upon the can. When I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child. But me, you know, is different. But when I was a child, I really remember. Charlie. So why can't any president do anything about this? Tell I swear, me a president, I'll make a law. Every 1 month, say you shall rent. I'll cut it down to 2 months. Me a president can. That's speaking like a child, though. That's speaking like a child who doesn't have any idea of how the economy works and how the fundamentals are messed up. Why? Because the fundamentals are wrong. They are messed up. Let me tell you something. We are landlord, though. Take yourself to be a landlord. You spend money, you put your house together, somebody wants to rent a place. Traditionally, you have done all your valuation, and everything says that, Charlie, at that way, this room that you want to rent, it should be, I'm just guessing you, let's say it should be 500 cedis a month. But everything points out to say it should be 500 cedis a month. Which landlord will tell you, okay, you come every month, pay me 500? No, do you know why? Because the 500 you pay this month, next month, rent, when it is due, that same 500 can do only a fraction of what the previous 500 did. Something I say, so it doesn't make business sense. Say, oh, but the done amount for a year, 1 year, with their boss maybe I come and pay 500. When the depreciation is so disgusting to the extent that between this month and next month, the value changes so much. This month, when you pay the 500 to rent the place, you are buying Kinke at 50 pesos. Next time, the next month, you are now buying the Kinke that you used to buy for 50 pesos at 50 cedis, and you still want to pay the same rent. It doesn't make sense. So I hate to be talking for landlords because they be no moko. Say musi sinipa. But when I think about the realistic aspect of it, how can they be charging 200 a month for 3 years? When the same 200 from this month to next month will lose value over 10 times, if not more. It doesn't make sense. You know, and two cars, 4 years, rent in the boom, and 3 years, boom, or whatever, boom, and then when they take the money in bulk, they can really use it to do something so that they can turn around their money. Otherwise, they lose, you lose. Economy and Abɔdam. But folks, you can't cry. So some of you landlords too, why? No, honestly, you have somebody living in your house for 2 years, 1 painted dino, 1 year left in rent in beer. You didn't do practically anything. But guess what? At the end of the 2 years, you are going to increase the rent. 1 year free with you. You know, this is something that I worry a lot about as Ghanaians. Sometimes you don't know, say, oh, system them why didn't say. And I said they are taking advantage of the pain in the system to exploit their fellow man. Yeah, so me, I tell you like it is. What I say, I understand that you can't charge 1 month, 2 months, 1 month, and understand why, because of the insane economy, no? Maybe 2 years, 2 years, no? I also think you also sometimes take advantage of the vulnerable people and charge unnecessarily. I know how it is difficult to operate in an insane economy. But I think the sad thing is that, and that's the nature of Ghanaians, so once we see that there's an avenue to exploit, we do that, you know. Because honestly, the rates that you charge for your apartment, and just an apartment, a finished apartment too, just a plain space. They have to fill everything, you know. Depends on who is renting, has to do everything. And the charges are exorbitant. Mitimwasi in a way, but also I'm also appealing to you in a way, say, put a more human face to interactions. Recently, I hired somebody and I wanted a place for them, were a brief. Folks, I'm somebody 3 years advance. This is somebody who's coming to work as a day, 3 years advance. So please, I understand But I'm also saying that also don't take advantage of a ready, difficult situation and make it worse. But at the end of the day, no economy na Abɔdam sana yo, you'll be up and away. And folks, you know the funny thing, funny and sad. The funny thing is that we have laws. We have laws on the books. There are laws on the books. That says if you're going to rent at this residential, I think they're only supposed to charge 3 months advance. This is a law on the books. 3 months advance. And if it's about having a shop or something to use for commercial purposes, I think then it goes to 6 months advance. There's a law. A law that says for this, it stipulates 3 months. For that, it stipulates 6 months. But that goes to what I'm saying. Economy now, Abɔdam, the laws don't work. And that's what we have. Economy now, Abɔdam. I'm saying this to make a point, folks, that whoever wants to lead this country, the starting point is not you are going to create 1 million jobs in ICT or you're going to do build housing for all the youth. You're going to no. I beg you. The starting point is how are you going to build this economy? So the point that the CD that I'm holding today will be effective 3 months down the line, the CD will have the same value. That is your task. I beg you. All of you running for leadership to lead this country, the biggest problem that all of you have is that you're dealing with an economy Abɔdam. Economy Abɔdam. So I think the starting point is what are you going to do to put the economy in shape? Trust me, if the economy is in shape, when we have a strong economy, when we have a resilient economy, when we have an economy that is predictable in terms of the value of the currency, a landlord can comfortably, and the comfortably with the capital C, say, "Challenge me the amount to 1,000 a month and 500 a month." A month, because instead of following month, by the time we come next month, the value is the same. Come another month is the same. That's what I'm talking about. So all of you people running for president, especially you people, mostly you have the men. Where are the men? You know, having the men means that they're able to solve the problems that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And then yes, I'm critical. And the sad part is this, folks. The sad part is this. But now we have politics now, but boy MPPH. No! I'm telling you about the truth of the situation that you know. When you say Opadaya, one to mean that's what you are 2 years in advance. And the reason you pay 2 years in advance is that the CD is such an unstable currency. And the city is an unstable currency because of a bad economy. Economy now Abɔdam. And they're here again to quote Bawumia, you can do all the propaganda you want. At the end of the day, economy now Abɔdam. And these are the facts that we have to start understanding as a nation. So that everybody, and trust me, I mean, I don't believe in one party state to say, one party. No. I am happy that we have a multi-party system. Even though we are there to end up with 2 big parties. To say things are coming in, it may change. Kofi Kranting is working very, very hard as another force. What's his name? Cheddar. Also the movement Haba. Here there was one movement, LWBB, I don't even know. I mean, there are some few things that are happening that seem to change a few things here and there. But okay, granted. But I'm saying at the end of the day, a multi-party, which I like, is that you have a number of parties and each one has a certain philosophy. Each one will come up with a certain approach to nation building. And folks, you have the opportunity to look through all of the approaches, listen to everybody, and say, because you have a plan. So I'm not speaking against multi-party. No, I'm not speaking against that. All I'm saying is this. that all the parties, whether you are called Juan you, whatever the Juan you, whatever your name is, you all have one problem or one challenge. And that challenge you have is the economy. So climb the platforms and start explaining to Ghanaians how you're going to bring sanity into this economy now. Abɔdam. Economy now. Abɔdam. The economy is crazy. Nothing seems to make sense. Unless it makes sense to you, then hey, thank you very much. God bless you. But if you are with the majority of us struggling, nothing really makes sense in what we're going through. Okay? So folks, one of the first things you know about economy and Abɔdam is the people's well-being in their lives. Oh, here? How? It's very, very, very easy to discount that. It's very, very easy to be dismissive over here. It's very easy. You know, sometimes when I read about Ghana, it reminds me of the long time ago when I think I read about, I think the book was called A Tale of Two Cities. A Tale of Two Cities. There's a book written, a French book. And it talks about that same country that had the summer of peace and the summer of flurry, everything, also had a winter of discontent. It was almost two opposing things. Ghana is like that too. You can live in a part of Ghana and Massa, Charlie, what are you worried about? If you're air conditioned, if you want to air conditioned car, if you are not air conditioned office, no one could transfer, no actually lunch and I deliver mount, then from there you get in the conditioned car, no about fear, no I say. That's one aspect of Ghana and it is real. This is not an imaginary Ghana. And at the same time, there's a Ghana. Masa, you might cry when you're being yet. But so you might better say, so you travel miles and miles and miles in a trotro. That day, you haven't eaten. Before you go for some interview and they'll tell you some long stories, you are suffering, your landlord does not take your one, you're too of you fear. There's that part of Ghana too that is suffering. And let me tell you this, folks, that's everywhere. Even America, there are people that are suffering. I went to San Francisco and I was surprised by the homeless people I saw in the streets of San Francisco. Homeless. There's a place called Tent City. They're so bad. The homelessness is so bad. I almost see tents. And I'm telling you, in Tent City in San Francisco. And there are other areas that have even worse homeless situations. But guess what? Every man they can apply for benefits from the state. Ubi to me apply, say, you must say, but you're not sitting up and check, say, the guitars in here, not for sure how far. That's the difference. So sometimes some people are comparing, say, oh, America cry, they're homeless, Ghana and say homeless, are they? America homeless. Yes, there are homeless in America, but the system is designed to cater. Why is this something called a welfare system? There's some people that are on welfare then, only family, so they have applied for welfare. So they are on welfare every month. You know, they take a check and all of that. All I'm saying is this: yes, poverty is everywhere. There's no country in this world that everybody will be at one tunnel. But when we are in a hurry to compare ourselves to maybe, but there's even homelessness in the US or Canada or Toronto or whatever, note that even there, when they want to, they have a system they can apply for some assistance. We don't. We don't. And here we're here for good till death do you part. In place of the welfare and the things that people apply for when they're in the US or in the UK, they can apply for this welfare thing, welfare that. In place of that, do you know what we have? We don't have it all. That's why we have the delegates. I'm trying to get you to think about something. It is not an accident that every time I tell a few delegates because why not? You have put them in a system where they can't even find money to pay their rent. And when they have to pay the rent, they have to pay 3 years in advance. You think that if you give that person an opportunity to be a delegate, and these same politicians come to them, say, I want your vote, they'll give the vote for free? No. They bet your price amount. And what they do is, you know, like the last MPP election where you have tough ones, it was a very, very tough, you know, Kennedy, Bawumia, what or not, you know, the delegates say, hey, Charlie, they had something called a top-up system. Say, well, I'm 5,000. You, what you Bawumia, I'm 8. Why? And I'm say, so top up. You know, these are funny things, but I'm saying all of that to let you understand that the system, in the absence of having a welfare system that you can apply for, in the absence of having some of these things, you know, in our system, the only thing we have is to cream anybody who comes our way. It is so unfortunate and so sad. Somebody has come to me for a job. I'm interviewing the person to give them a job. He's thinking, hey, how can I cream them? That's how sad it is. But that's the conditions we have created with the economy now. Abɔdam. It doesn't take care of anything, you know. It just protects those who have. And trust me, folks, you don't run a nation like that, oh. You do not run a nation like that. Ghana Fonso Mokahubi. Ghana, we are part of the problem. All we want to hear is good things. Come and promise us. That's all Ghanaians want to hear. Come and promise us. Whether you can deliver or not is not my problem. What they're promising me. That's what we want. And they too will not. They also not miss such a great opportunity. I hope some of that now. Do no some of that now. No manya waba. Ele masa dada de nye diun. Medada. And so that's what they are doing. But you know what? Gradually, and you know, I'm now landing on what I talk about. You remember I said that last week? I was going to explain it to you that there are two power agents that we're dealing with. Power. One of them is money. This is kind of moja. Sika does everything. Malapu say everything. Sika. Power. And then the other thing is conscience. Conscience is you, the individual I'm talking to. How do you think? How do you reason? To what extent do you have critical thinking? So we have money and power. And in many, many, many cases, this is the season for money. This is the era for materialism. Those of you who read the Bible, your own Bible, I'm saying your own Bible because that's from my understanding of the Bible. But your own Bible tells you in Ecclesiastes, I believe it's 3, for everything there is a season. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to sow and a time to reap what you have sown. So let me tell all of you out there, especially most of you politicians who have amassed all the money that has made you very, very, very powerful. Let me assure you, this is your season. Because this is a season where people are now materialistic. This is a season where people are just thinking about the money. So yes, you are lucky to the extent that this season, with the one t-shirt, will be vote. You're lucky. So you can do all the wrong things you want. When it's coming time for election, quickly now, all the quiet, the bit one money t-shirt, money 50 Ghana, money 20 Ghana, this is your season. For everything, this is season. This is the season where people don't have conscience and money buys everything. And enjoy it while you can. But let me warn you, sooner than later, the season for conscience will rise. And I kid you not, I kid you not. There's going to come a time that the consciousness of Ghanaians is going to rise to the extent and say, I've been living in this abject poverty for the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Remember, draw pain, when you're pain. I feel to about my painty, who bring me a bentua, part of our bentua. That time will come. Or even if they won't say for our bentua, I'm say, oh yeah, that's a part of my bentua, on Beji, but remember to it. That time is coming. There is going to be a time. Last week we had have a dream. Last week was have a dream. Okay, let me tell you. Let me give you a little part of it this time. I have a dream, folks. I have a dream that one day in this country, people will rise up in their consciousness that they will be able to see, look you in the face and tell you, Masa, mi pacho, Fauci Kanoko. Or, remember what I said last week? I said money is very, very powerful because money can buy conscience. But I said, watch it. Conscience can outwit money. Money is very powerful because it can buy conscience. But at the same time, be very, very careful because conscience can outwit money. So at that point, when you take out all the money, they will praise you. Oh, Masa Fabra, that's all the while you say, Wana, you better oh, Fabra, I'm sure, Fabra. They will take the money, but their conscience will tell them, don't vote for them. That time soon come. That time is coming. So in the meantime that the time hasn't arrived yet, please, it's your full day. Have fun and do all the things that you want to do. Folks, let me end right now because I have a few more minutes to end talk show for today. And the message today is that yes, your economy and Abɔdam. 2, Pacho, all of people who are looking for presidential positions and everything. I love multi-party debates and everything. Great. But there's going to be a debate. There has to be a debate. And during that debate, I want everybody to explain how they're going to build this economy. How are you going to bring the insanity back to an insane economy? When you convince me that you can bring sanity into this insane economy, then I know that we have started somewhere. So folks, next week, but until then, Talk Shop is going to be on screen 6 p.m. every Wednesday, constantly. Every Wednesday, you can get Talk Shop, and that's the political talk shop. And on Saturday, you can call it the chill shop. We relax. Saturdays, I'll be here on Saturdays, but we are not going to talk politics. We're going to talk, there's so many things to talk about in Ghana, and trust me, amazing, absolutely interesting things, but it's all on the chill pill. There's no stress and there's no politics. So chill shop on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Let me end as I always do, folks. And let me glasses. Truth, crashed to earth, shall rise again. Ciao.